Okay, so this is a tutorial to walk you through how to complete our data analysis for our Reeses exploration lab. And so just a little bit to start out. Obviously, these are the different products, and we're trying to figure out how much peanut butter and how much chocolate is in each of these products. So the person doing the lab initially was working with half of peanut butter cup. So that's what half means. What would half a peanut butter cup have? And then full means the whole peanut butter cup, or the whole miniature, the whole mini heart, whatever it might be. Okay, and so then, this is all the peanut butter, and we change it from grams to ounces. But let's start with one thing here. All the chocolate is given. We're kind of giving you that, and it's 0.5. And all the peanut butter in the snack size option is 0.4. So if all the peanut butter is 0.4 and all the chocolate is 0.5, the total amount of ounces is those two things together. So we're going to show you our first formula. To make a formula, we hit an equal sign, and then we're going to click on the cell where we want to include the data from. So this is column E and row 3. So if I click there, notice E3 pops up right here. And we just want to add E3, all the peanut butter and all the chocolate, to get all the total. So we're going to say plus. And we're going to say this cell plus that cell. So I click over here. Notice it said H3, column H, row 3. Now, that's my formula, E3 plus H3. If I hit enter, it is 0.9. So it actually works. 0.5 plus 0.4 is 0.9. So let's do a few more of these. What about the king size? Half of the peanut butter was 5.45 grams. So what would a whole one be? Well, that's 5.45 times 2. How would we do that in Excel? We'd say equal sign, because it's going to be a formula, and we would say this cell, click B2, and now what are we doing? We're multiplying by 2. This is something to remember. The multiplication sign for Excel is not an X. It is the asterisk, which is above the 8. So I'm going to click an asterisk, and we want to say this number times 2. There it is. And you can check that, but that is correct. 5.45 times 2 is 10.9. Well, what about how many ounces would half the peanut butter have? Well, half of the peanut butter in grams was 5.45. So, in ounces, it turns out that 1 ounce equals 28.45 grams, and 1 gram equals 0.035274 ounces. So here's the thing. Grams are really little. Ounces are really big. Well, they're much bigger than grams. And so you're going to have fewer ounces. So what should we do? We should go for this. If we multiply by that, we're going to get something smaller. And you're not going to, an ounce is a lot bigger thing. You're not going to have as many of them. When you are doing these kinds of unit conversions, that it's hard. It's hard to remember what's what, and so you got to think, okay, which one's big, which one's little, and so what makes sense? If you have a big unit and you're converting it into a little unit, it's going to take a lot of those little units to make one of those big units, so you're going to get a bigger number for the little one. Anyway, the ounce is the bigger unit. We're going to get a kind of a small number, and so it's going to be equal sign. This number, that cell, 5.45, B2, so that's the number that is in B2, and we're going to say times, that's the asterisk again, and we're just going to copy this thing, 0.035274, 0.035274, enter, and that's how many ounces equals 5.45. Anytime you have anytime you have formulas that are the same right next to each other, you can see that little green box there. I can put my plus sign or my cursor over it. It makes a little plus sign, and I can pull it over. Let's see if it works. Yeah, so it did. And basically what it said was this was B2 times 0.035274. When I dragged that over, it's C2. It knew that if this one was going to be B2 times that number, and I pulled this one over, then it actually worked out. That wouldn't always work out, but you could try that. And so I didn't have to redo the formula. Now, the beauty of Excel is that now for all my other stuff in this part of the spreadsheet, I don't have to do this anymore. Now, if that formula, B2 times 2, that was this number, times 2 gave us the full amount of peanut butter. Half the peanut butter, all the peanut butter, 5.45 times 2. Well, if that worked here, it's going to work for all the rest of these. So I can click on the cell, put my cursor over that little green square, and it becomes a plus sign. Once it's a plus sign, click, drag, and it puts all that, it completed all those for us. And you can double check them, but they're all right. Now, this was B2 times 0.03254. That was how many ounces for this amount of grams. 5.45 grams was 0.19, and so it was this amount times the unit conversion. Well, if that's correct, we can put our cursor over the green box, make it look like a plus sign, click, drag, and those will all be correct. And this will almost all be correct. We can't do it because this one here we did a different way. We won't be able to drag down through it, or we would mess up this cell. So we're going to have to do this one more time. And what was this? C2, so that the full amount of peanut butter times our conversion rate, changing grams into ounces. We want to know if a full peanut butter has this many grams, how many ounces would that be? And so it was, and I need to undo that. There's the conversion. So what would this be? It would be the full peanut butter for the miniature, so equal sign. Equal sign. This number, so I'm going to click on it, C4, and this time we're going to type it in, times 0.035274. Enter. And that is correct. Should be able to about twice whatever this was. Now, once I did this, because there's nothing that, there are no other formulas I'm going to mess up, I can put my cursor over the green box, grab it, pull down, and there it is.